Just let your beauty shine through. Let it shine through. You're one of the NeeCJae. Hi you guys, it's me NeeCJae. Today I want to come to you with makeup tips for women over 40 and 50. If you're interested in seeing this video, keep on watching. Today I want to talk about skincare and makeup tips for the mature skin, women over 40 and 50. Now I'm 52 years old, and I know over the years, from my 40s into my 50s, my skin has changed drastically. The way I used to apply my makeup is not the way I apply it today. It is totally different now, okay? When you enter this age of 40 and 50, it can be a little shocking to you because your skin has changed so drastically. You have to change your makeup approach, even your skincare approach. So I just wanted to give you these tips that has helped me, and hopefully they will help you as well. So the first tip, always start off with hydrated skin. Hydrated skin contains applying your humectants like hyaluronic acid. You want to use vitamin C's and antioxidant products, to help your skin feel a little bit more plump and hydrated. As we age, and this doesn't go for everyone, but as we age, our skin tends to get a little drier. If you was really oily, your skin is probably not as oily as it used to be. There's always someone that they defy what's normal, okay? Sometimes their skin is still maybe oily or maybe even oilier. However, most of the time, the clients that I deal with, their skin tends to get drier. I was normal combination. I had combination skin. I was oily in the T-zone area and dry out here. Now I'm just completely dry all over, okay? So I have to keep my skin hydrated. So you always want to start off with fresh, hydrated skin when applying your makeup, okay? You want to use those antioxidants. You want to use them humectants like the hyaluronic acid, and you also want to use a great moisturizer as well as a sunscreen. The next thing that you want to start doing is applying primer. Now, I do not apply primer on my everyday looks, but if I'm going out and I really want my makeup to last longer and I want a more smooth look to my complexion, then a primer is the way to go. Now, I like to find primers that's very hydrating and moisturizing. One of my favorite primers that I use on mature skin, and I use this also on my clients, is by Dermablend. It is the 3-in-1 multitasking primer. And this one also says, where's my glasses? Let me put these glasses on. This one says, it is powerful jelly primer with up to 24-hour staying power. The slip-free primer acts on a 3-in-1. It's 3-in-1. It says makeup gripping primer, instant moisturizing, and tightening mask. So this is a moisturizing primer. It doesn't dry your skin out. And that is something that we need as we get older. We want a primer that doesn't dry your skin out, that has like a moisturizer built into it. So it helps even your skin, your complexion out, even those fine lines and wrinkles out, and hide those pores, as well as moisturize as well. So find a good primer. This is one of my favorite, and let me show you. The next thing that you want to use is a corrector. If you have areas that's red or little dark areas that you want to conceal on your face, you want to use correctors. Now, correctors aren't often talked about, but I want to talk about them a little bit because I use correctors on my clients all the time, especially if they have redness or some kind of imperfections on their face, darkness. I tend to have darkness right around my eye area. I don't cover this up all the time, but again, when I go out and I want to really have that really nice, flawless look, I always like to use a little bit of concealer right on the areas that are my problem spots. A peachy color. It doesn't look, it's not coming off on camera. It's peachy. This is a peachy one, and this is a brown one. So it's not coming on camera as peachy for some odd reason. It looks really weird. For redness, you want to use yellow or green correctors, and these are the yellow and green ones down here. If you have a deeper skin complexion, you want to use the purple, orange, and browns. If you have a deeper complexion, okay, they work the best. And I have different shades in my kits that I actually use. I have a deeper shade and for lighter and deeper complexions, okay? But so yes, if you have a deeper complexion, the purples, the browns, and the oranges, and like this is like a peachy color here. The peachy tones and the blues like that are for the more fair and lighter complexions, okay? Now I can use the peachy complexions and the orange. It just depends on the deepness of the discoloration on my skin, okay? So right now, today, I use the peachy kind, just right around here, and sometimes on my lid to conceal that darkness, to even the skin tone up. To even the skin tone up, I use the peachy complexion. And you can use that as well if you see a little bit. Now, don't use a lot. You just want to use just a little tiny bit right around that eye area or wherever the area is that you are trying to conceal for the darkness. It could be right up under here. Now, if you're using it up under the eye for darkness, you want to just use a little bit. You don't want to put a lot because if you're going to use concealer, you don't want to cake up this area with anything, okay? So you want to use everything lightly, thin layers of everything. You want to use a thin layer of primer, okay? You want to use a thin layer of corrector, nothing heavy, never anything. You can cover up age spots and blemishes and things like that very lightly, just a little bit, okay? And just to consider, because you're going to go back over it with your foundation. The next thing that I do want to talk about is your foundation. You want to find a foundation that's lightweight. And I say lightweight, but because sometimes you can find full coverage foundations that aren't full coverage, but they're too thick. You want to find, if you want to go the full coverage route, you want to find products that's blendable. That's, you can put on top of each other layer by layer. First, you want to apply the first layer, see how that looks. Then you can go again. But you want to apply in thin layers again. So you want to, like foundations, like I find, this is a really great foundation by NARS, and it is the Light Reflecting Foundation. NARS has really great foundations for mature skin. I like the Lancome because it doesn't settle in fine lines and wrinkles. NARS is great for mature skin, especially if you have dry skin. I always opt for the radiant glow type products. Nothing that looks greasy, just to give me radiance, not anything that dries down really matte. It emphasizes the fine lines and wrinkles. You never want that, okay? You always want something that has like a little bit of radiance, and you want to apply in thin layers. What I like to do, I like to take my brush and just kind of stubble it first all over my complexion. Stubble it, and then after I apply it on, I always like to take a damp beauty sponge and just go over it. It just knocks off that excess, whatever's just there lying there on your complexion. You want to go ahead and dab that off. You don't want anything that's just laying there. You want your skin to have a natural feel, a natural glowy, inner glow feel to your skin. That is what we opt for now. Back in the day, I used to do the real full coverage because I was at the makeup counters trying to sell makeup for these lines, So I always was full coverage. You didn't really see any blemishes. Like I have freckles and moles. You didn't see any of that because I was concealing everything. And so as I'm getting older, I don't want to take away everything. I don't want to cake it on because the more makeup you have on, the older you look. And I think liquid foundations are better, in my opinion, than the powder foundations because powder foundations can settle in fine lines and wrinkles. I have some that I really like, but a lot of my clients, if their skin is really a little bit more mature than mine, then yes, I always use liquid foundations and ones that's radiant. The next tip that I want to talk about is using a hydrating concealer under your eyes and not packing it on, okay? I like to put 3 little dots right up here, just 3, and then I blend it in. Kind of blend it in really with a makeup sponge. You can have a sponge or you can have a makeup too. This one is by BK Beauty, Hot and Flashy. It is the A506. I will have everything that I talk about in the description box below. But this is one of my favorite ones, and I just take them 3 dots and kind of just go over it like this because you do not want anything to settle in these fine lines and wrinkles. And I have fine lines and wrinkles up in here, but you do not want anything to settle in it, so you're not putting a lot. And I use my ring finger and I just go in and tap it in, and I apply accordingly. If I see, I need a little bit more, I take a little bit, tap it on here, and just go on. And the concealers that I like are not drying concealers. Like one of my favorite ones is by e.l.f. It is the Hydrating Cameo Concealer. Also, I like the Born This Way Multi-Sculpted. For some reason, this one is not drying on me. I've heard that it is drying on some people, but it's not drying on my skin, and I really like it. But I love the e.l.f. as well. You can just take a little bit, apply to your skin. Like I said, you can either use, let me see, the sponge to kind of blend it in, or your finger. Your finger works just as well. Next tip that I want to talk about, the powder that you use. You want to use something that is finely milled, that does not settle in fine lines and wrinkles. I like Charlotte Tilbury. This is one of my favorite by Hourglass as well. This one is called Ambient Diffuse Light. Okay, it's very finely milled. It's perfect for mature skin. And Charlotte Tilbury, this is a very nice one as well. And this one is, let me see, Airbrush Flawless Finish, and my number 2. So yes, I love Charlotte Tilbury, and I also love the Ambient Light by Hourglass. Love these powders. They are finely milled, and they are perfect for the under eye. Yeah, and you want to take that, dip it in here, and just go a little bit under your eye area, okay? Just a little bit. Don't want to bake. Baking, it will have you looking exactly like you baked. Under your eyes, you'll see every wrinkle. See all the fine lines and wrinkles. You'll see everything. So you never want to bake on mature skin. Never, never, ever, okay? Now we want to talk about blushes and bronzers, okay? Now to me, I like because my skin is so used to it, I use powder bronzers. However, on mature skin, you can opt for a cream bronzer or a cream blush. Now, me, like I said, on myself, there's certain things that I do on me because I know what my skin likes. Cream bronzers go really great if you have mature skin. Cream bronzers and also cream blush, okay? This is a cream bronzer that is one of my favorite ones if I'm going to use a cream bronzer. This is by Tower 28. It's like it has a little shimmer in it. I don't know if you can see it as well. Let's see if it picks up. This is a really nice cream bronzer, as you can tell, and I can place it on my cheeks, and it helps with fine lines and wrinkles. It's not drying on your skin. Now, the reason why I like to use a powder bronzer on me is because I'm using a very hydrating foundation. If I'm using a hydrating foundation and I have a little glow to me, then yes, I can use a powder bronzer. But if you're using maybe a soft matte or something that's already a little drying, then you don't want to apply the other bronzer, powder bronzer, then you're putting powder on top of that. Right here on this edge, you don't want to bring it all the way down and have the rosy cheeks like you used to when you was in your 20s. We used to bring it all the way down. No, you always want to start right here. Like you're giving the illusion that it's all the way down. When really you're just adding it right here. You never want to bring it all the way down to your cheeks. You're not trying to get that rosy effect anymore. You want to apply it right here because when you pull it down here, it ages you, okay? So always just start up here, you know, with your bronzers also. You want to start here and you can go around, okay? And here. But you don't want to bring it all the way down. Same thing with your blush. Always add your blush right here, okay? Now, also, highlighter. Highlight placement is very important, okay? I like this. I always talk about this. This is one of my favorite. I've just fallen in love with this. Now, I have different highlighters. I have highlighters from Milani. That's some of my favorite. Again, I will link everything in the description box below. But this Hourglass is a little pricey, okay? But this face palette is one of my favorite. I have one that's my personal one, and I also have one that I use on my clients. But this one right here, it has a very nice natural looking highlighter in here. And I just place it sometimes right here on my nose area and right here on the cheek area. Okay, right here on that cheek area, right here. And around the temples. You don't want to bring it too far down here because if you have fine lines and wrinkles, you can insinuate it. You can actually emphasize this area, the fine lines and wrinkles. Next step is eyelashes. Yes, eyelashes do make the look most of the time. When you apply your eyelashes, it will make everything just fall into place. I'm a little lazy on myself. Now, on my clients, I always like to add eyelashes. Just brings your whole look together. Now, me personally, I like to always go under in tight line. If I'm not wearing lashes, like today, I'm not wearing lashes, but I always go under in tight line, and I wear my mascara to extend my lashes out. Now, don't get me wrong, I love lashes. I'm just a little lazy when it comes to myself, unless I'm going out somewhere and I'm really want my face to look nice, and I want to, you know, to accentuate, but make everything look more a little glam, then yes, I will add my lashes on. I like to do corner lashes. I cut them just to have a little corner, and I don't take the lash all the way over here, because sometimes it can irritate your eye, and sometimes with that band, it will make you look older, okay? So I like to opt for, if I'm wearing lashes, a corner lash. But lashes bring you out. You know, they accentuate your entire look. Oh, I'm too old to wear lashes. No, you're not. You can wear lashes. I'm lazy with myself, okay? But trust me, I do wear lashes, and I used to wear them all the time. See, that's the thing, when I was working on these makeup lines, there was things that we had to do. We had to wear lashes. We had to emphasize. We had to wear lashes and mascara and things like that. So I was always wearing them. Now, I don't focus on that anymore. I use mascara and I'm out, because I'm a little lazy now, okay? And impatient, because I have to cut them, and then, you know, you have to place them on. Then you have to let the glue dry and play. But they are beautiful. Okay? Trying to wear them again, start back wearing them when I'm doing these videos. A lot of people that want me to start implementing them in my Get Ready With Me's, and I will. But yeah, me personally, I like to cut them and have a corner lash. That's one of my favorite. I cut them and just wear the corner lashes. It just brings your eyes upward. Anything that brings your eye, lifts your eye, I'm all for. You as over 40, over 50 mature women, yes, you can wear lashes. They do elevate your look. Next, when you set everything, once you add your powder and you set everything, I always like to spray a hydrating setting spray to my look. It's the ABH Dewy Setting Spray right here. I love this. Let me show you. This. And also, I'm out of it. The one by Charlotte Tilbury. I love that setting spray as well. It really sets and dries down so beautifully. And it also locks in your makeup, not transfer onto people. Like if you hug them, you'll see setting sprays help to lock that look in, so it will not spread everywhere. I hate when that happens. All I have for you today. I really hope this video was interesting and helpful, especially if you're looking for tips for women over 40 and 50. Most of the time, what we used to do when we was in our 20s and 30s, we cannot do in our 40s and 50s and up. So you want to just kind of just tweak some of the things that you're doing. You will see a big difference in your makeup and skincare applications. I promise you. So anyway, guys, thank you so very much for just taking time out to watch my videos. I greatly appreciate it. Peace and love until next time. Before you say goodbye.